welcome back to MADXGAB. I'm super excited today because we will be getting into some skincare. And if you can see by the title, yeah, your girl did a little bit of damage. So many of you know Black Friday recently passed. You know, the holiday that goes along with that. What is it called? Thanksgiving or whatever? No, I'm just kidding. Like, I don't know if it's just me, but the sales, some of them were like really popping and some of them were like, is that really a sale? Yeah. So I definitely went ham on the skincare this year. I think Sephora had a crazy sale, like 50% off on some of my like staple products like Dr. Jart and things like that. Yeah, Levi's 40% off, like crazy sales this holiday season. But today I actually decided to try out a luxury brand skincare, you know, something that I'm like, you know, let's indulge a little bit. I know a lot of people, sometimes luxury skincare gets a bad rap. Sometimes people say it's overpriced. It doesn't really do anything for the price tag. I do often believe that you can get quality skincare products for a reasonable price. You definitely don't have to break the bank for skincare. This is more of a treat yourself moment. So yeah, without further ado, let's jump right in. So I will start off with a disclaimer. Obviously, I am not a dermatologist. I did not go to school to study skin, acne, skin diseases, any of that. So this is just my personal opinion of the products and how I feel about them thus far from a purely regular consumer point of view perspective. So yeah. So we'll start off with the, actually I guess I should give you a little bit of knowledge about the products and what brand we're actually reviewing. So the luxury skincare brand that we're reviewing is actually called Roden & Field, same skincare professionals that created Proactive. So think of Roden & Fields as like the adult version of Proactive, if you will. They have several different lines. The one that I'm actually reviewing today is the Redefine regimen, and it is focused around anti-aging. And I know some of you might be like, anti-aging, how old are you? I am 25, but I do prefer to start the process now so that way you kind of get ahead of it. I plan on looking 25 when I'm 45 and 85, so yeah, I'd rather start sooner than later. So there are 4 products, but technically 3 steps that come in the immediate skincare regimen, and that is the Daily Clay Cleanser. The next one is the Pore Refining Toner. And then the third product is you get 2 moisturizers. You get an AM and you get a PM moisturizer. So I'll be going through these products. I actually did also purchase the Total Refining Serum, sorry. And this is just their newest, one of their newer serums that are, you know, supposed to be pretty life-changing. The reviews were pretty impressive. A lot of people enjoyed that product. And then also the Lash Boost. So this is one of their, like, if you mention Roden & Fields, if you just Google it, I'm pretty sure this is one of the first products to come up, for good reasons and bad reasons. But we'll get into that later. And then finally, the Redefine Intensive Renewing Units. I hope y'all can actually see these products. I have my monitor here that I'm looking to the side, but yeah. So this one's really fun as well, and it comes with a device like this. I don't know if y'all can see, but there's like little spikes on it, and I know a lot of people used to use devices like that to kind of go over your skin, and like I think it's supposed to help with like the blood flow of your skin and just like the firmness and tighten your skin and all. We'll actually start with the first few products that I showed you and kind of work our way through the rest of the collection. So starting out with the Redefine line, the immediate line, the cleanser. So it comes in a tube like this. It is 4.2 ounces. So it's a pretty good size cleanser. I know a lot of like the luxury brands, you pay a lot of money and your product will actually be this big and you're like, okay, what am I actually paying for? Literally just the label. So pulling up some of the claims, it combines retinoid science and exclusive peptide technology to visually firm skin and combat key signs of aging. So it's supposed to target fine lines, deep wrinkles, loss of firmness, pore tightening, lifting, sculpting, and defining. So yeah, a lot. Usually in a cleanser, I do like something that I have really oily skin. So my concern when it comes to anti-aging products is something that will cleanse my skin, or cleanser specifically, something that'll cleanse my skin, but also not strip it to the point where it's gonna make it even more oilier. So getting into like the texture of it and everything, it is like a clay, like it claims. It does have like a gritty texture. There's like these, I don't know, pieces of like rice or something, exfoliant pieces in it that kind of work to exfoliate your skin. Me personally, I am not crazy about physical exfoliants. I prefer chemical exfoliants, so like AHAs, BHAs. I find that they tend to be a lot more gentle on your skin, and I don't have sensitive skin, but I do like to protect my skin. You know, when I think of physical exfoliants, the first product that comes to mind is the notorious St. Ives, the exfoliant. I think it was like the apricot scrub or something like that. That was crazy, all the rave when I was like in high school. Yeah, so that product was actually really damaging to your skin. Whenever you get into physical exfoliants, it can actually cause micro tears in your skin if you are not careful. So for that reason, I tend to steer clear of physical exfoliants, and it was quite abrasive in my personal opinion. My skin was red after using it, and I did use it a few times just to like give it a try, make sure it actually was the cleanser, and yeah, it definitely was like the cleanser specifically. So yeah, not the biggest fan of the cleanser. You know, I mean, I think if you don't really know much about skincare, and retinoids are great for anti-aging. It didn't really get into the specifics about the retinoid or the type of retinoid, but or not that I saw on the website. I probably could have dug a little bit deeper. Okay, so that was the cleanser. So we're gonna move right along to the second product, or second step in the system rather, and that is the pore refining toner. So the purpose of this is to gently exfoliate and refine the appearance of pores. So yeah, again, I mean, it was okay. Skin softening toner. So there's a pore. So it claims to be a skin softening toner that exfoliates to promote natural cell turnover and to brighten the skin. It says it claims to have antioxidants, niacinamide, and fruity acids, and it visibly evens skin tone and pores for smoother texture. So yeah, personally, I love niacinamide. I actually use the niacinamide serum from The Ordinary. It's one of my favorites. Having oily skin, it helps a lot. It helps to reduce the amount of oil, I guess, that my pores produce, or just kind of gets it to chill out a little bit. I use it in the morning only, not usually at night. And I also should say that this skincare routine, you're actually supposed to use morning and night. So the 1 and the 2, you will do this in the morning and the night, and then the 2 moisturizers, you'll use the AM one obviously in the morning and the PM at night. Yeah, so the toner was okay. I think it did, yeah, it has some sort of scent to it. I don't know if it's like an alcohol-y scent, because that's the thing with a lot of toners, they tend to strip your skin a lot. So this one claims to gently exfoliate. Yeah, it has sort of like a perfumey, alcohol-y smell. All in all, I think it was a pretty okay product. I think if you're someone who kind of wants everything at once, and you know certain like buzzwords in skincare like niacinamide, salicylic acid, you know, small things like that, and you're like, oh, I know this is supposed to be good for me, then, you know, maybe I'll try it. Maybe. I didn't really notice that much of a difference with this toner compared to the one I normally use, which is the Paula's Choice toner. That one, yeah, like if you have blackheads, sometimes I'll get them around my nose. You put it on there and like just gently massage it and they'll literally be gone. Like it's a pretty impressive product. So this one, I don't have any major dislikes about it aside the scent, you know, I wasn't too crazy about. I do prefer my products to be unscented, but all in all, it wasn't, you know, a bad product. Okay, and moving on to the moisturizers. So there is an AM and a PM moisturizer. Obviously, or I guess it just makes sense to me, the PM one is a lot thicker in my opinion, or it is noticeably thicker rather than the AM moisturizer. So it just says it moisturizes as it visibly firms and plumps, and it hydrates. So there's no major call outs really on the box, or it doesn't claim to have any like, you know, standout ingredients. There's glycolic acid in here, jojoba, alcohol, that's different, olive oil, a lot of seed extracts or fruit oil. Yeah, so I mean, I'm not seeing any major call outs about this product that just makes me like, oh my gosh, I have to repurpose it. This is the PM one that I just kind of did a little overview of. And the AM one, ooh. Okay, I take it back. There is major call out. So there's like wording on every side of the box. So you kind of have to like flip it. So it is a rich night cream. It claims to deeply moisturize and plump the skin and restore its natural suppleness. So it's a synergetic blend of peptides. It targets sagging around the jawline, forehead, and cheekbones. It's weird how it's like target areas. Bakuchiol and glycolic acid visibly reduce fine lines and wrinkles and refine texture while you sleep. Yeah, so it was a really thick moisturizer. It is a cream texture, exactly how it states. Yeah, my only claim with this, if you have oily skin, you know, which obviously, like I said, that tends to be an issue with a lot of anti-aging products. They're so thick that when I actually put them on my skin, they break me out. So that was the one claim I had with this. With all the other products being so hydrating, this on top of it, it actually did cause me to break out a little bit. Moisturizer, so it is a medium weight cream and sunscreen. Claims to nourish the skin as botanical extracts and dipeptide technology work to visually improve fine lines and wrinkles and firm. And the shield technology helps prevent the early signs of aging caused by the sun. And I guess shield is actually Rodentfield's shield. I don't know if it's like copyrighted, but that's interesting. Yeah, so this is supposed to be a dual. It's a moisturizer, triple defense cream, and broad spectrum SPF 30. So you get a moisturizer and a sunscreen with this one. Yeah, it's supposed to be water resistant if you're swimming or sweating. Yeah, so the active ingredients too, if you are curious, are avobenzone, octocylate, and octocrylene. I hope I'm pronouncing those correctly. I know, you know, that does determine if it's like a mineral or what is the other one, like chemical sunscreen. But yeah, so that is the AM moisturizer. Again, it was a good product. It goes on the skin, you know, and it's not too bad. This one is noticeably not as thick as the PM one, obviously. Yeah, I don't know how great of a sunscreen it is. I didn't do any like actual testing. You know, sometimes people will test it to see how it like actually protects your skin. I use Supergoop, the matte sunscreen. So one thing, not having that mattifying effect on the skin, I did notice my skin would get visibly, like considerably visibly oily throughout the day. So that was one thing. It was kind of like a downside of this. But yeah, it was a decent product all in all. I didn't really notice in the time that I used it. So I used these products for about 3 weeks, and yeah, I didn't notice like an insane difference in my skin. If anything, I would get like pimples from time to time because my skin just needs specific products, like a certain, you know, percentage of niacinamide and salicylic acid, and I don't believe that any of these products have salicylic acid in them. So that was one thing that did affect my skin. Coming from a different perspective, if you do have dry skin, I say, yeah, it's worth to give these products a try. Do I think that it's ultimately worth it? I think it depends on the person. If you are someone who is not super into like researching skincare and finding specific products to individually craft your own skincare routine, then I would say maybe this is something you should look into, because it does kind of tend to highlight a lot of the, you know, buzzwords or buzz ingredients in skincare, like the niacinamide, peptides, and things like that. Bakuchiol. So it's like, you know, if you're someone who's older who doesn't really have the time or doesn't really feel like doing it, then maybe, you know, this is the line for you. I do feel that this Rodent & Fields overall is more targeted towards older people, or maybe I should say mature, not old. But it tends to target more mature people. From the designs of the packaging, you know, it looks like something, you know, maybe from like the 90s or something like that, like something that's like, oh, you know, we're trying to be innovative and things like that. So all in all, I don't want to hate on the brand. You know, I think that they do have some products that really could work for a lot of people. Me personally, you know, using products like Paula's Choice and Dr. Jart and The Ordinary specific serums like that, you know, I kind of had a hard time getting into it, because there's a visibly noticeable difference. Did I noticeably visible? There's a noticeable difference the next day. When I wake up in the morning using these products, my skin will be just glowing and brighter. Like, I love peptides, I love ceramides, niacinamide, salicylic acid, yeah, and then I use Different, and that too, my skin will literally be glowing the next day when I wake up. And so those are things that I love about those products. This line, I think it did well. My skin did feel smoother. I don't know if it was from the exfoliation and the cleanser or what, but it did feel smoother. Like, you know, touching it, it did feel a lot smoother, but visibly, I don't know that it gave me the glow that a lot of my other products use. And I will mention too, we could have two other products that I completely forgot to talk about. The Total RF Serum. So I actually cannot read, the ingredients are in English, but a lot of this is in Korean, I'm assuming. I'm super into K-beauty as well, so I love the fact that I feel like the brand is headed in the right direction. It's starting to get into some of the, like, the K-beauty, you know, space and everything like that. A lot of people love K-beauty. As I mentioned of one of them, it does come in a really cool, like, container. So you take it and then and it's like this kind of light, super, super light, creamy serum. If you can see that. Super, super light. I did enjoy the serum. I think it did do good things for my skin. I honestly think this is one of the products that had one of the most beneficial effects, or most beneficial benefits out of any of them. I did see one of the noticeable differences or changes in my skin when I use this product. I will try to type or see more about it, because probably should have looked into this before I started the video, but yeah, a lot of it is in like a different language. It's called the Total RF Serum. One that is used for anti-aging. Again, this is, you know, that was my target for this. It did receive a Pop Sugar Award, which is that's pretty impressive, I guess. And I will mention that this alone retails for $175, which is, yeah, pretty crazy compared to the other line. I think the entire thing was like $100 and something, $170. This product alone is $175. So yeah, it doesn't really go into, okay, if you keep scrolling, so the benefits, it uses Rodent & Fields Tri Energy Complex, which is Ayurvedic, Ayurvedic sandalwood, Indian quinoa extract, and omega-6 fatty acids to re-energize the skin. There's calcium, there's ceramides, there we go, patented RF3 antioxidant complex. So yeah, those are some of the standout ingredients. So now it makes sense. I absolutely love peptides. I love ceramides. One of my favorite serums is actually the Ordinary Buffet serum. I like to pronounce it buffet because it's like, I like to think it's buffing my skin, but it's pronounced the Buffet serum by the Ordinary, one of my favorites. That one also has a lot of peptides in the serum. So all in all, do I think it's worth $175? I will probably have to continue to use it a little bit longer to see the effects of it. It did create noticeable differences in my skin. I did notice a reduction of lines, specifically around my eye area, so that was really great. If you have the money, I probably shouldn't say that. If you plan on splurging on a product, out of the entire Rodan & Fields line, I would say this is the one to splurge on. Yeah, I did notice the most difference with this product, specifically in regards to like a majority of the claims that the line says to, you know, help with the aging, fine lines, and things like that. I did notice that it did do what it said it would do. As far as how quickly it does it, it takes a little while to notice the differences, you know, in your skin, but for the most part, I will say that, you know, out of everything, this is what I would definitely recommend from the line. And then finally, I'm going to review the Lash Boost serum. I actually don't know if I can call this a full review. I was actually scared to use it. So this is one of the most standout products from Rodan & Fields. If you Google Rodan & Fields, this is what will come up. Having a hard time getting it out the packaging. Yeah, so this stuff, it essentially is it looks like a little mascara, but it's like a little brush and you just put it over your lashes and everything like that. A lot of people did see noticeable differences. My aunt actually uses this product like religiously, and her lashes, she's not wearing mascara. It looks like she has on falsies. It does make your lashes grow. So that's the pro. The product does work, and it works very well. One of the cons, a lot of people tend to have side effects with this product, which actually made me a little nervous to use it. Some people said that it causes a lot of redness around their eyes. If you do stop using the product, your lashes can fall out, which that's kind of the case with most lash serums, I would say. A lot of the ones that work really well and do what they're supposed to do, I think it's just a side effect of the product, and it's just because of the way our bodies are made. I think it actually works by expanding the duct or wherever your hair grows out. It makes it like really fat, usually what causes your lashes to grow. So whenever you stop using the product, that duct actually shrinks back down. Lashes will grow, you know, like normal again. So it's not like life-changing where you'll never have lashes if you stop using it, but that is something to consider. You know, it happens with most products. So, you know, if it happens with this one, I would not be surprised. But some people even said that they noticed their iris changing color. And to me, I was like, that's pretty intense to change your eye color. And there is actually a lawsuit over this product still pending. They started it in 2018, I believe. So that's something to be mindful of. I think that alone scared me a little bit. So I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna, you know, give this one a try. But it is, a lot of people use it. A lot of people love it. It has tons and tons and tons of great reviews. And then there's a lot of articles that are written about it that are not so great. But all in all, if you're willing to risk the biscuit and you want those thick lashes, girl, but don't want the extensions, maybe try it. For me personally, I don't know. I mean, I just have on mascara right now. My lashes are pretty decent. I do have like thick-ish lashes, but yeah, I wasn't really willing to risk it for the side effects. But hey, to each its own. Everything has side effects to some extent. Yeah, so those are pretty much I just wanted to review the immediate product. I don't think I will get into the other kit today. So yeah, just going to do a overall for the brand. Pretty much as I mentioned before, I feel like this brand is targeted towards a more mature audience. Definitely not for my generation. I think if they want to, they would have to kind of revamp some of their products to include a lot more of those ingredients that are talked about more in skincare, you know, that are a little bit more recent. I feel like every few months something new is trending and it's like, oh, you have to have this. It just does wonders for your skin, you know, different things. So I feel like staying on top of that, you know, and maybe incorporating some of those newer ingredients into their products would definitely help a lot, especially with my generation, millennial, you know, Gen Z. Like, we do our research. So if you're going to do a skincare brand, you have to come with it, you know, new and exciting things. Results have to be just extraordinary. And I think, you know, the line in itself is not something that I'd be like, oh my gosh, don't put this on your face. But it did have some nice, you know, some of this products, specifically the Total RF Serum, did have some nice, you know, benefits or effects and things like that with the reduction of wrinkles around my eye area specifically. So I say if you're older, you know, and you don't really feel like doing as much research or like, okay, this is the new product coming out and, you know, let me see how this works, and you want something that will not hurt your skin, is kind of a safe sort of line. I will say that. For me personally, it was not life-changing. I mean, I could use it longer. I did only use it for like 3 weeks. But maybe if I used it for more time, I would see more of a difference. But also, it did cause my skin to break out. If they have like an anti-aging line targeted for people with oily skin, I think they're going to have to make more specific lines for people. Yeah, because right now their lines are kind of broad. They have like a acne line or like one for oily skin. There's anti-aging. There's one for dry skin. But I think people now, the categories, you know, you need something that's not so broad. And I think that'll actually draw in the younger generation. You know, when you start to have these more specific skincare lines that are a little bit more in-depth and target specific things, like, I don't know if they have something, I think they do have something for dark spots and stuff like that, but something that's a little bit more, like, all these products kind of say the same thing. I know they are from the same line, but I mean, your cleanser, it also has anti-aging effects and exfoliates, and then your toner exfoliates, and then it's kind of dated in my opinion, the way the products that are set up. I think if they were to revamp it a little bit and maybe make each thing target something specifically, they could definitely draw in an entire new audience. And I think people would be excited to try their products. I think that they did have their rise. Maybe a few years ago, a lot more people, even if you look up YouTube reviews, specifically typing in Roden and Fields, it's from like 2012, 2014. So if they do want that resurgence of popularity again, it's definitely possible. Just maybe a little bit of revamping, a little bit of inclusion of like new and exciting products, and I could totally see that in their future. So yeah, if you're thinking about trying Roden and Fields, I definitely say give it a try. You know, everyone kind of has their own opinion about it. Maybe if you have dry skin, oh yeah, if you have dry skin and you have tried Roden and Fields, definitely leave a comment below on how, if you use this line or one of the other ones, it affected your skincare, because I'm definitely interested to see if you had a different experience than myself. Yeah, but all in all, to say, you know, decent line, you know, nothing crazy about it, but it's definitely nothing that'll like harm your skin anyways, nothing I'd be like stay away from. So give it a try if you are willing to splurge a little bit, because the products are quite pricey. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any other products that you would like me to review, go ahead and comment them below, you know, like, subscribe. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, MADXGAB. Yeah, so hope you guys have a good one and enjoy your holidays, you know, Thanksgiving, Christmas. Yeah, see you guys in the next one.